Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Larry. Quick question. You ever had somebody give you a hint on a stock like, hey, listen, this one's going to go real well? Then you go to look at it, and it's some tiny little crap company. Well, it's a penny stock. Those are great ones to get into. What the heck is a penny stock? Well, if you're not sure, that's what we're here for today. We're going to talk about penny stocks, why your uncle always has a friend that has a hot tip on one, and why professionals don't use them. Pro tip, you should stay away from them too. I was looking down in the comments and I'm not seeing answers. Are y'all not talking to your family about the things that I say talk about? Have we not gone back to the dinner table and asked what is a stock? What's credit? How does it work? Any of those things? I'm doing this for y'all. You gotta bring this knowledge back to your family. Every family has a money person. It might be a rich uncle, it could be a successful aunt, it could be your granddad, your grandma, might be your mom or dad. Maybe it's you. But every family needs one. And if your family doesn't have one, I'm helping you become that person. Because that's who I am in my family. I'm the money guy. Whenever someone has questions about money, they bring it up to me. And I'm happy to help. That's one of the reasons why I started this channel. Somebody told me that I could help more people if I had more reach. So that's what I'm here for. So go ask your family, whoever's at the dinner table, whether that's mom, dad, cousins, if it's the baby brother, if it's the baby sister, whoever it is, what's a penny stock? I'm willing to bet that the young people at the table, if you got little kids there, they know it's a stock that's worth a penny. That's actually not very far from the truth. All right, so you've gone and you've asked them. Pause the video. I'll wait. Tell me what they said. Put it down in the comments below. But as usual, we're going to go right into it. What's the textbook definition of it? A penny stock refers to a small company stock that typically trades for less than $5 per share. Although some penny stocks trade on large exchanges, such as the New York Stock Exchange, most penny stocks trade via over-the-counter transactions. Basically, a penny stock is a cheap stock for a small company. That's it. So if you look at someone like Amazon, not a penny stock. Look at someone like Apple, not a penny stock. Most penny stocks are companies you've never heard of, and they do things that you didn't know that people did. So why does someone always have a tip on a penny stock? Because long time ago, back when penny stocks were actually worth a penny or less than a penny, they were moved, and they still do move, on news. If you have a company with a tiny little bit, of market, a tiny little bit of shares, it's a really small company, and somebody knows that you might have a hot new technology that I was going to pick up, the news of that is going to be enough to move that stock higher. So those little tips, that little insider trading information, that's how people make money. Fun fact. Trading off of information that's not publicly available is insider trading. So people who made money with penny stocks usually did it by breaking the law. But the amount of money was so small, nobody cared. Insider trading is real. Don't do insider trading. Don't be that person. So you have these companies that are small. Somebody gets a tip. It's going to go up a little bit, but it's on news. It's all fluff. It's BS. It's just whatever the street it wants people to think that it's worth. Now, retail traders or amateur traders, yes. Retail trader is amateur trader. You're the new guys. You guys are amateurs. They call you retail because it sounds nicer than amateur, but you are amateur traders. You're going to go in and buy things. You have no idea what you're buying just because it's cheap. There's a reason professional traders don't trade in penny stocks. Cheap stocks are for cheap companies. Cheap companies are typically bad companies. These are not good companies to own. Investing is long term. You're gonna have to do it for a very long time to see some very real gains and to generate that wealth that's gonna be sustainable and catapult you and those you care about to live the life that you'd like to, or at least have the opportunities to do the things that you wanna do. You wanna go to Harvard? Harvard's not cheap. Or maybe you want your children to go to Harvard, or maybe you want your grandkids to go to Harvard. That's why you invest, so you can pay for those Ivy League schools. So now we know what a penny stock is. Penny stock's nothing more than a really cheap stock. At one point, they were actual pennies. So if you're going back to that definition, you're like, wait a minute, Larry, you said some trade on the NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, or some trade over the counter. Some of these companies and these stocks are so small, they don't even get listed because the big guys don't care about them. They don't want to waste time with them. So if you think about a movie like The Wolf of Wall Street, when he was selling these pink sheets of these dummy stocks to people, they were penny stocks. They were crap stocks. So you want to stay away from crap stocks. You want to buy good stocks. And I know the next thing someone's going to say, well, I can't afford good stocks. You can. So ask yourself this question. Would you rather have 10 cheap Casio watches You know, the little beep ones with the battery in them, or would you have one Rolex Daytona? Give you a hint. The Rolex is a much better watch. Don't chase these tiny BS companies thinking that they're going to make you more money. There's a reason why when they tell you about how much the company goes up and down is in percentages. Cheap stocks are for cheap companies for cheap gains, if any at all. But anyway, that's all I got for this week. People ask me what a penny stock is. That's what a penny stock is. It's a cheap stock. The title kind of gives it away. It's a stock that's worth a penny. Because of inflation, they've changed the definition, and now with stocks that are under $5. These are cheap stocks you want to stay away from. You want to buy good companies that have been around for a while, and yes, the stock's going to be more expensive. I don't care if you can only get 1 share of Amazon versus 10 shares of Hertz. Hertz is not a great company. There's a reason why multi-billion-dollar investors, Carl Icahn, are dumping their shares. You don't want to go in as the smart money, the old money, the big guys are leaving. It's usually not going to work out for you. They're leaving for a reason. And if you got to go by track records, they've been doing this a lot longer than you. So that's it for this week. Leave me a like if it was helpful. Let's talk about what kind of comments you got at the table. I'm willing to bet somebody's kids knew exactly what a penny stock was just by the name and the name alone. But anyway, I'm Larry. I'll talk to y'all next week.